Ladies and gents, welcome back to the EFPT airtime here on a Monday evening, coming at you from Munich here in Germany. We've got a couple of awesome guests on today. We've got the champions and the champion. We've got Yentel Caers, who's the 2019 EFPT champion and the 2019 world champion in freestyle. And also Balz Müller, who took the brand new title of foilstyle world champion at the Engadine Wind or last summer, should I say. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to bring in Yentel Caers first, as Balz, we were just speaking to him, and he's actually just come back from the water just about half an hour ago. So I think he's just brushing his teeth, flossing a bit, and making sure he's looking shiny for the stream. So with Yentel Caers, let's run through a little bit of his stats. This guy, I mean, the champion from last year, took everything. What a hell of a year. 2018, 2017 on the PWA, overall fourth place. 2016 is where he got his first podium on the PWA with third overall. And then first place Lanzarote in 2018 on the EFPT, first 2018 EFPT Fuerteventura. This guy has got titles for days. So without further ado, let's bring in the one and only Yentel Caers. Yentel, how is it, man?
Good to see you. All good, all good.
Yeah, you're
beautiful weather in Europe.
Yeah, where are you coming at us from?
I'm come from Belgium, from my hometown.
Yeah.
So because of the lockdown, not so much traveling, just spending some more time at home. It's also a bit nice, but I would like to go out and enjoy the sea with all the friends again around the world.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we like to do that here. We like to cover a little bit, a little catch up in your area with the situation. Obviously, it's quite a big topic at the moment, but we don't want to dwell on it too much. It's it's not something we want to focus on. But how has it been in your area? You've got back onto the water now, and you've been able to get some sessions in. We saw you on a new foil board as well. So
yeah, I mean, I try to spend as much time on the water as possible. In Belgium, we don't have really the opportunity to windsurf that much, especially as I live in the middle of the country. So we always have to drive to the coast.
Yeah,
and we only have a really small coast of 60 kilometers. So we need a bit of luck to get good conditions and wind there.
Yeah, I mean, you're about an hour away, aren't you, from the coast? I seem to remember you saying that before.
Like 2 hours.
2 hours, okay, so quite
almost 2 hours, yes.
Yeah. So what's your home spot like then? I mean, you've been going out a lot closer to home. What's your closest spot?
Yesterday I went with Steven to a small lake close by. It's like 50 minutes. But it's not really my home spot. Just for foiling, it's nice to go sailing around in Belgium. But normally my home spot is in Brouwersdam, as it's closer to my place and better conditions.
Yeah, we know the spot well.
Yeah, we love it all.
And you live close to Steven? How close are you guys living?
Yeah, we only live like a bit 20-30 minutes apart.
Okay, cool.
It's really close. It's not so far. It's like 30 kilometers or something.
So you're cycling past and giving you a wave on the way past every day? Then?
Yeah, we sometimes go cycling together when we meet in the middle somewhere. So cool. It's really close.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. Okay, cool, awesome. So let's bring in our second guest, Balz Müller. I've seen him pop up in the background there. Looking fresh, got himself a nice shirt. So let's pull this guy in. Balz Müller is Mr. Freestyle. I mean, you both are. It's kind of harsh to say that as one person, but yeah, Balz Müller has been the craziest guy as well. We all know, his crazy antics, trying new moves every single day. It appears. So let's bring this guy in. Balz Müller, the foil freestyle world champion of 2019. Mr. Balz Müller.
I'm actually sitting in my home van and pretty much my everything. I'm just off the water, so sorry I was a bit delayed.
No problem.
We had a freaking nice windsurf day again.
Yeah.
I mean, best day ever.
That literally leads me into the first question I wanted to ask you. You literally seem like you're on the water every single day. Are you actually on the water every single day?
I've been, I think the past two 2 months, let's say since Corona started, I've been pretty much every day on the water.
Amazing.
That's true. Intense times.
Yeah.
That's why we need to make sure that we stay hydrated.
Cheers.
No.
Sipping a fresh one. How is it, Balz? How's it been in Switzerland? I mean, we saw you actually you kind of got forced off the water a little bit for a few weeks or a couple of weeks, and then you found like the first possible opportunity to get back on.
No, we never been actually we were never not allowed to hit the water. It was just always like in Switzerland they always made sure that we were allowed to do sports, individual sports, which means we were able to go windsurfing as long as we were less than nobody around you, and you got your 2 meter safety distance, which is I think it's easy to make sure that you got enough distance on the water, as long as it's not like today where there were like 500 people on the water, and it was. But no, I'm very stoked that this whole Corona thing gets slowly to an end, and I hope it's the end.
I think we all are.
Yeah. And to be honest, for me, Corona was not a bad thing. Of course, we were not able to go traveling. We were not able to go nowhere. But at least we started to realize the closed areas have a lot to offer. And I think maybe it was not even a bad thing, because I got the feeling in Switzerland, lots of people realized we got good windsurfing conditions just around the corner. So we don't even need to drive that far. I mean,
you seem to be sailing every day at home, and the whole you were touching on social distancing thing a little bit earlier, but actually I've seen photos of you and Roham, Michael Naff, socially quite close. You know, I think
pretty close. Maybe but we need to say we're pretty much like the Foil family. We're sailing every day together, so there was never a moment where for sure we keep the distance. But with Roham, I mean Michael Neff, for the ones who doesn't know him, we were literally every day on the water together, so there was no reason to be scared. And it's like when you live together, in the morning we wake up, we check the forecast, and usually it's the same 2 or 3 lakes which are always windy, and then we drive there and we kill it on the water. We killed the virus with our foils.
Slice and dice with those foils. We're just actually just a quick technical question to people tuning in. Let's just leave a comment if you're having any issues with seeing all 3 of us. We're hearing that maybe Balz's video is not being let out of the Swiss border. So this guy's high security Swiss video camera is locked up. Balz, just double check if you can make those the security preferences or something to try and get your face there, because I'm seeing him here, but we're getting comments in that people aren't seeing you. So you fiddle with that, and we'll move on back to Yentel. So Yentel, we saw you on the foil on this new board. Actually, it looked a little bit like this kind of Kona race board. Is it a foil freestyle board?
Actually, it's just a prototype to test around on for foiling, but also to use the wing on. It's a bit like trying to get something for all round. So when I'm traveling around, I can just take one board to go foiling, winging, and follow up Balz with some crazy moves. I'm just really beginner in it, but it's nice to get some more days on the water, even the light wind when you're just anyway at the water. It's cool to do some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen you do some moves on the foil, Yentel. I'm not so beginner, huh? I think I've seen you doing forward loops. Have you been trying culos as well?
No, I didn't do much ducking yet, But to be honest, the forward loop and back loop is easier than doing a jibe on a foil. So
yeah, well,
I mean, for foil questions, it's all to Balz. He's the master in it.
Well, I'm just interested to see if Balz has turned the lights on. Tom Hartman's tuning in. He's like, Balz, turn the lights on.
Actually, the question is, should I turn the lights on? You don't see me at all? You only can hear me, or you actually
I can see you fine. Everything's great.
I think you have to cross the Swiss border.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just drive a few more Ks and then...
I think maybe I need some advices from you, Yentel, because you were passing the Swiss borders more than me the last few weeks and days, actually, to be honest.
Is that
Not a good idea.
Yeah, Yentel, we heard some rumors. Have you been road trip rumors?
No, rumors.
Rumors, of course.
Rumors.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's going to stay at home. So, all right, let's carry on and see if Balz appears back in the room. Balz, one thing I would suggest is just check your settings there. Go onto your settings and just double check those settings in your security options and make sure it allows your camera to feed through.
Exactly.
Cool. Right. Anyway, so back to the action. I mean, Balz, you sent me like...
Wait, I should actually come in soon. Oh, we will see.
I got about 500 questions from you, Balz. You had a lot of people asking, so a lot of foil questions as well. But I've got a couple before we get tucked into those. Let's pull these up here. We've got... so, Balz, yeah, I mean, you're killing the home game in Switzerland. It's starting to look like kind of a mecca of windsurfing. Is it just suddenly got like more crazy there? It seems to be like so many people are on the water in Switzerland at the moment. You know, has it been a boom of windsurfing and foil surfing there?
For sure. Look, it's easy to explain. The point is, the Swiss people, they love to travel and they all like to travel. And it's easy to say that at the moment they're not able to travel due to Corona. And it's insane to realize how many people are now landlocked in Switzerland and realize after I don't know how many years they never windsurfed in Switzerland. And now, since Corona didn't offer us any other options, we all need to stay home. And it's just insane to see how many windsurfers actually windsurf on Swiss lakes or are originally from Switzerland, and normally they're in Maui, normally they're all over the world. And great, it's great to see that. It's to bring it on a point, it's just all the landlocked windsurfers which can't travel.
Yeah.
So they somehow had to decide to windsurf at home. And that's why there's so freaking many people on the water. I mean, today at one point I was in the middle of the lake. I was watching around me and I only saw kites everywhere. I don't know, there were like 200 kites and probably 200 or 220, 250 windsurfers. It's
That's
amazing.
Incredible. I mean, it sounds like incredible scenes there in Switzerland. How is it in Belgium? Are you getting more, you seem like more people at home, you know, scoring sessions at home and more people on the water?
Yeah, to be honest, I was really surprised when the first days went to the coast after we were allowed to go windsurfing again. How many people are coming to windsurf, and you know, because mostly in Belgium people spread to Holland, some go to the France side, some come to Belgium, and now to see everyone like on the same spots it's really surprising to see that the windsurfing is not dead. It's like living up again. Also, yesterday I was foiling with Steven in a small lake in Belgium, and there were like 20 foilers on the lake, and just people like older people come really back to the sport. And I think it's a good side of the Corona that a lot of people realize to go out again and do sport and be busy with what they love. And yeah, I think it's really living up again the sport.
For sure, I couldn't agree more. We've seen loads of people here. Also, I'm down here based in Munich. See loads of people on the water, and actually people doing a lot of the windsurfing as well. Yeah. Which kind of leads me on to we just actually Balz has gone dark mode there, even at my end. So he's just messing around, but. Yentel, I mean, have you been trying the windsurfing as well?
No, I didn't try it yet, but I ordered one and I will get one in the next days, and I'm really surprised to try it.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks a bit weird, but people tell me it's a lot of fun, especially Balz, you know, if you see what he's doing on it and lots of other people, it looks really cool to do, and just enjoying the light Wednesdays.
Exactly. Like, I'm quite surprised about the feedback you hear from some people who are real core, like kind of windsurfers maybe, or they're really just like really cool people in the sport, and then they try out the windsurfing and they're totally like, you know, blown away by it. They're like, this is amazing, and they're trying to convince everyone to try it. So I'm in the same boat as you. I'm really keen to give it a go. I haven't tried it yet, and yeah, keen to give that one a try and see what the fuss is about.
Yeah, I don't think it will replace windsurfing, but especially on the light wind days when you don't get really the kick out of doing the moves, if it's really pumping and then you can flying around on the wing or just with the foil windsurfing, it's to change up, refresh all the time yourself with doing different stuff. I think it helps, in freestyling in general, and just to keep busy on the water.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. So it's good for those light wind days as well. So, Yentel, I mean, actually, we brushed over it quickly with your intro, but what a year you had last year. You took the world title, you took the European title, an event early. Now you've had some time for that all to sink in. How does it feel now to look back at that? Let's forget the situation how it is now this year, but how does it feel for you looking back at that title or those titles now after this time?
I mean, in the beginning of the year already, last year, I started the events really good, and I won the first event of the year. That was already like, whoa, this year cannot be stuck for me anymore. It's amazing with the EFPT, and then when it comes further on, you start believing, that's possible, and I really trained hard for it. But like I always did, I didn't change anything, and I got really motivated of winning a few events, and then just like when I won in Lanzarote event early, the European title, that was it. For me, it was like, whoa, I reached my goal.
Amazing.
Everyone has the goal to win a title, especially in sports and stuff. And for me, my year was completed. And then straight after we got Fuerte, and Fuerte is one of my favorite places. I love it there. I usually also have kind of good results. Because for me, for my feeling, the conditions suit me.
Yeah.
And then there I managed to get up in the first place of the overall ranking PWA. That's that was already so epic. And then at the end, managing in Sil to just get high enough space to win the world title is something I will never forget. It's just amazing. And then especially doing the two in 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many people who've done that in the past. Perhaps even only Stephen, or not even Stephen. So you're the first guy to ever do this. I mean, that's incredible. I was questioning that earlier if Stephen had done it in the past, but I guess that wasn't the year he also, when he won the world title,
in that year that Steven was world champion, so it was 2011. There were more PWA events, so he was not doing the European events in that period.
So he had it like separate. Okay, cool. So man, I mean, world's first achievement as well. So what an achievement! That's I
mean, it's something you have for life,
Of course,
you will never forget it.
Yeah,
I have my trophy.
Yeah, I see them. We see them. We see the first place and the one that got shrunk in the tumble dryer as well. So but that must have been. I mean, actually, let's talk about that actually as well. While Balz is still flicking his camera on and off, I've got it on here. I see him coming in and out the show now and again. So apologies for that, but he's just trying to reset, I guess, or get on another computer to try and make sure we can see him. I think people can hear him, but they want to be able to see him. But Yentel, I mean, going back to that third place, you got that back in 2016. 2016. So how was that? I mean, already to get that, 3 years before, that must have been amazing to get that one.
Yeah, for sure. Like on that moment, that was for me already it. Like managing to get third place in a PWA is, as kid I dreamed to compete already. That was like what you wanted to do, a small kid watching up to all the pros and then standing next to them on the podium. Like for me, I watch up a lot also to Golito, and that time I was already like, I was just competing for, I don't know, 2-3 years. I did for 2 years the full tour.
Yeah.
And then getting on the stage next to the best guys is, it's a dream come true. And then the next following up years, it still went really well.
I remember it so well. I remember a couple years before, you were kind of like just getting into the competition game, and you had that year where you were like sort of trying it out and getting some results, and then the next year you were like suddenly well past mid-fleet, and then by the year after you were like going into the podium. It was insane. So It was really a crazy time for you. And then you had that time in between, you know, a couple of years and close to the spikes at it and stuff. And then finally the title in 2019. So yeah, I mean, that's epic in the EFPT title to go with it. So what a year that was. Let's see how Balz is doing there. We've got him flashing in and out of screen. He's back in the game here, it looks like. So let's just see.
I'm back on our screens, but I'm not sure if I'm on the World Wide Web of waves.
The worldwide interweb. So I mean, people can still hear you, Balz. So let's have a little chat anyway.
Let's put a picture up of
maybe
exactly.
maybe we will get up on the screen. I'm trying my girlfriend's computer for us.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. You can plug the link in there as well to that one, and then we can actually have you on two there. So cool. Okay, so Balz, we just had a chat with Yentel about his titles and stuff. You just took a brand new title yourself. You took the first ever foil freestyle world title in 2019 at the Engadine Win. I mean, how is that? You kind of, you know, you obviously deserve it. You're foil master of the world. How was it to get that title?
To be honest,
we lost
the universe title. I think even we went. No, you guys lost me.
No, I think you're good.
Oh, maybe I'm here. Anyway, it's to be honest, you know, this foil freestyle thing happened for me at first with lots of we were not sure where it's going, and we're still not sure where it's going. And the same with all the event organizers. They all think, maybe this is not gonna be what we need. It's not gonna be our own discipline. And to be honest, what I can tell from the point of view now, it's guaranteed action, because we can use those foils like trampolines, and we jump huge airs and we get so much lift. And when we're talking about air with the foils, you just have plenty of air time, and you can send it. You can send
crazy.
out of the orbits, and that's why
it is absolutely crazy what you're doing. So it's really a crazy level, and it's super impressive. And do you find now, like, I know with freestyle windsurfing, we all find that stage where suddenly you're kind of learning the spocks, the flackers, you start to get maybe the shaka, but then after that, there's a moment of acceleration where you learn like a new move every single day. I mean, it appears like that, like that's happening for you now. Do you feel like you're reaching that?
What's crazy, you know, there was a point where I was thinking, with foiling, there will only be like a handful of moves, only those cooler rotations, because we're far away from the foil, so everything is same. These days, it gets to a point where actually I'm able to do more moves with the foil than with the actual fin, and that's the point where I need to say foiling is an on-pling, because it gets me going to do new moves which I haven't even tried on the fin freestyle board, which maybe won't be possible with the foil.
Well,
and
amazing.
That's the point where
I
think
that's super cool, and it's incredible. It should be pushed, but that opens up a whole question. Which last year, when you competed against Stephen on the foil, I think you were kicked out of probably the EFPT event you did.
The disqualification there at this point. It was a weird situation, because I was asking if I'm allowed to use my foil, as it's simply just a little bit a bigger fin, and I was using my sailboard, and then it got to a point where so I'll be honest, at that time, the wind was just not for the proper fin freestyle moves the way I like to do them. So I was saying, let's go with the foil and just send it. And I had such a great time. And to be honest, it was the best heat of the past season for me.
Incredible.
And we had so much fun, Steven and me sailing together. I was on the foil, and he was doing his own moves on the fin, and we were actually doing the same moves together. And it was a cool heat, good atmosphere in the water.
Yeah, I mean,
I risked it, but I mean, It was worth to go. That's for sure.
Look,
Freaking nice to hit screen soon.
yeah, it would be good. I mean, I'm still seeing it as a black screen. I'm hoping people can hear you. We're not getting any comments about not being able to hear you, which is cool. What I'm going to do now, I've got another guest waiting backstage, and he's just going to tune a couple of questions. A keen freestyler himself. He's from Fuerteventura and is called Robin van Linden. And
cool.
It would be cool to get who's keen and following and knows you guys as well a little bit. So let's pull in Robin. Works. Getting.
I can hear you, but black screen. And I don't hear synth anymore. Yo, guys. Adam, we cannot hear you. I can only hear Robin. Can you hear me, Sims?